Investing early, it's really important for all of us, and the Trump administration is trying to give people a head start with Trump accounts. You've probably heard about these. $1,000 in an investment account. To learn more about these accounts, we are with Jenny Groberg, the CEO of Booksmart's Accounting. Jenny, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
President Trump, anything and everything he does can be controversial. We get a lot of positive coverage, we get a lot of negative coverage. Basically, it runs the gamut. With these Trump accounts, I have seen a lot of positive coverage, and I want to ask your basically opinion first of all. Do these sound like a good idea? They sound like a good idea. Are they a good idea?
Okay, so let me start by explaining what a Trump account is. Okay, so any children born from January 1st, 2025 until December 31st, 2028, you can open a Trump account where the federal government and Trump will give that child $1,000 in a low-cost retirement account. It's basically an investment account.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily similar to the 529 child savings plan for college. This is an investment account, a tax-advantaged investment account similar to an IRA.
Okay.
So it's supposed to build wealth. Mm-hmm. I think it's awesome.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, so they give you $1,000, it's invested, it's really low fees, and it gives your child the opportunity to start growing some money as a baby. You know, I remember having little kids and thinking, I'm going to save $100 a month for my kids. Mm-hmm. And then I have 2 kids, and then I think, okay, well, we have so little money, I'm going to split it in half and do 50 for each of them. And I have another and another and another. And it was basically $50 a month for each of them. Okay, let's say that instead of putting it in a savings account, because at the time I didn't know better, mm-hmm. instead of a savings account that's going to yield less than 1%, like 0.01%, it's mm-hmm. so low. If you take $50 a month plus the $1,000 from the Trump account with a pretty modest rate of return of about 8%, mm-hmm. you're going to end up with $1 million by the time you're 65. If I were to put $100 a month for that child plus the $1,000, they will have $2 million by the time they turn 65. Mm-hmm. That's if you continue investing. That's the power of compounding growth.
Yeah,
it's incredible. So even if you can't match it, try to do something, and it's being invested in the U.S. stock market. Mm-hmm. So there's naturally that infusion of money into our own economy. It's low cost, it's an index fund, so it's diversified, it's very safe. Don't ever just start buying stocks for your kids. I think that's the worst idea, and people don't know. Mm-hmm. So people will throw it in a savings account and think, oh, this is going to be great for my kid. But I would say this Trump account is awesome, and I would absolutely get one if your child is born between those 4 years.
Like you said, it's a good idea to keep adding, though, yeah. Obviously. Some people, they could open it and forget about it potentially, right?
Yeah, they could.
What does that do to it? It just doesn't.
I mean,
grow
it will still
much.
grow. It will
right.
still compound. But if you continue feeding it, it's just going to be even more powerful. I think if you left it, I ran the numbers yesterday. I can't remember for sure, but I think if you just invest $1,000 and don't touch it, you're still going to end up with $50,000 or $60,000. It's still pretty significant. Mm-hmm. But I think the Trump's administration, their hope is to create retirement account, to create wealth for people, to start, that process of saving, and to help people just be mindful that, hey, we'll give you a little jump start, but there is something significant in having a nest egg and having a retirement and maybe being self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm. You already mentioned it. I do think it's worth going over one more time. Who is eligible? Those dates again.
Okay, so it's children born from January 1st, 2025
okay.
through December 31st, 2028. So it's those 4 years.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. And there is the potential in the future that these could be renewed, or the window could open up.
I hope, but it's $1,000. Mm-hmm. Get it for your kid. Just even let it sit there. Now, it's treated the same as an IRA.
Okay.
So people will say, well, there's still tax implications. There's tax implications for everything, mm-hmm. right? With a Roth IRA, you have to be working in order to contribute to a Roth. In this case, you don't have to be working to contribute to it. So it's a child. Even though your child's not working, you can still be contributing to it.
Yeah, big advantage there.
There's a big advantage. And, you know, at 18, the hope is that your kid doesn't withdraw it, and they may face, you know, some tax penalties if they withdraw it. The hope is, though, to create some long-term retirement and wealth.
Excellent. This could also, I think this is a great teaching tool, right? This teaches kids about money.
Yeah.
Definitely. If you're telling them about this when they're young, I mean, just talk about the fact that they're watching this grow with you, essentially.
And it's under their name. So I've heard people say, well, there's contribution limits. Well, okay, let's say you contribute $100 a month. That's, you know, $1,200 over the year.
Yeah.
The max you can contribute to this is $5,000 annual, a $5,000 annual contribution limit, and it's indexed for inflation. That's a ton. Mm-hmm. And an IRA, you're looking at $7,500 is the max. So you get a jump start for all those years. It's a no-brainer.
Let's talk about the fact why this is important. I mean, some pretty stark numbers out there when it comes to what people have saved for retirement, right?
Okay, so let's go over that. So 6 out of 10 people, so 60% of the population, doesn't consider themselves able to retire. They don't have enough money that they feel like they can retire. Vanguard said the median amount in their funds for middle-aged people is $44,000. So people don't have money. We already know that, though, because 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. So I'm not surprised that 60% of the population says we're absolutely not ready for retirement. So people don't have money. So I think it's actually pretty awesome that the government thought of a way to encourage savings, encourage, you know, investment into the U.S. stock market. There is low costs and low fees associated with it. So I think it's awesome.
Because we're always taught start early, and you can't start earlier than right when you're born, right?
And when you have little kids, you have no money. Like, you're trying to get into a house. Mm-hmm. You know, groceries cost a fortune. Gas is $5 a gallon. But I think you can't argue away or dismiss the fact that there is significant money that can be earned and grown here.
We have about a minute left. I see one thing on my notes here that says, don't get caught looking for the perfect account.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
Okay, so there's different accounts. There's the 529 plan. There's a custodial investment account. That's what I have for my kids. It's just a little bit more flexible. The 529 can only be used for college. For trade accounts, it can be used for, you know, expenses like dorms or things. The custodial investment account can be used for weddings, tuition, down payments on a home. It can be used for all those things. It is also an investment in the market. And then you have this Trump account. Use a combination. You know, when we go to retire, there was a time in my life where I only could fit under a Roth IRA. And then when our income went higher than that, then we invested in other vehicles. I think it's fine to have different vehicles and different retirement accounts. I think for your kids, it's okay to have the Trump account, and it's okay to have a 529 or custodial plan. And there's not a one-size-fits-all, but if they're giving you $1,000 for your kid, absolutely say thank you and start investing.
This is free money if your child falls in that window of when they were born.
It's a no-brainer.
A no-brainer.
Yeah.
Jenny, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about this.
Thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it.